You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King. Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's The New Normal After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The New Normal After Show.
What? Oh, no music.
Woo.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
It's hard to shimmy to it. You gotta sit. Yeah.
It's a lyrical moment.
All right.
Jake wants to shimmy.
Yes.
Being is for doing, and we are here at AfterBuzz TV doing another post-game wrap-up of The New Normal, Episode 9, Season 1. The episode is called Pardon Me, and I am so excited to have my wonderful new co-hosts here. We have got Jackie.
Hi.
And Tara.
Hello.
And Jake.
Hi.
Who likes to shimmy.
Dun, da, da, da.
So do I.
And so do the rest of us. So this episode, the New Normal likes to do a lot of they like to be down with what's happening in the here and now. So we obviously unfortunately missed the Halloween episode. Oh, and by the way, I'm Lauren. Not important because we have these lovely folks. But we missed the Halloween episode because of the hurricane, and we're all trying to find it. So if we can find it, we're thinking it might be on the DVD or something. If any of you know where it is, tweet us.
We tried iTunes, by the way.
Yeah,
we couldn't find
we can't find it. So it's this missing episode, but they like to kind of do stuff like that. So obviously we know there's going to be a Christmas episode. This one was Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yes.
And of course it got cray-cray because why would it not? I mean, it's the new normal, and everything's cray-cray on this show. So they talked a lot about traditions, and Nana kind of threw the best line out there. Usually she is the one that's throwing the best lines out there, but she said you can't pick and choose your traditions. Once she found out that they weren't eating meat, she freaked out, which I would too. I mean, what about you guys? Anybody vegetarians here?
No.
I don't do the turkey thing.
You don't?
And
Tara.
I'm Southern. Yes. And I get the same reaction from everyone in my family every year.
We need to know why. Why don't you do the turkey thing?
I haven't done the turkey thing, the beef thing, the pork thing, and I don't know. I just stopped.
You just
college.
What about ham? Do you do ham?
Okay, look. Ham I miss. That's the only thing
But you
I
don't
miss.
do it, but you want it.
Yeah, I can want it. I can longingly look for
Chicken?
it.
Fish?
I eat chicken, fish.
Okay.
But
So
that's
what do
not-
you have on Thanksgiving?
A lot of sides and a lot of dessert.
Okay.
I'm
You know
so
what?
down with that.
Yeah, as long as there's dessert.
You know?
I eat meat, but as long as there's dessert, I'm cool with that.
I feel like turkey is kind of like a vehicle for all the food on the plate. You put your fork in the turkey and then you scoop up everything else with it.
It's the Ryan Murphy of Thanksgiving.
It totally.
Bam.
Are you saying Ryan Murphy has a giant turkey?
No, he's saying he's a vehicle for amazing things.
Yes, to enter your mouth.
Oh, hello.
It is 10 p.m. There we go.
Late night.
I love it. Amazing. So yeah, I like turkey. I like the sides more, to be honest with you. The stuffing is really the best part,
There you
in
go.
my opinion. But yes, they decided they weren't going to have turkey this episode because Shania was a little bit against it. We'll touch on that a little bit. But they usually end up kind of doing something crazy for Shania as well, whether it's the wedding or the fake wedding or switching things around. She's very, very important to them, and I think that's cute.
I think one of my reasons that she's my favorite character on the show,
Okay.
but I think another reason why I love their interaction with her is that she is so unique and so weird. She's obviously a weird kid, and that's why she's so endearing. But instead of being okay, Shania, put on your normal clothes and sit down, they just let her be who she is. And I think that's one of the themes of the entire series.
Of
is
course.
Be who you are.
Right.
That's a really good point, actually, because sometimes people talk about how they get a little annoyed with her because she's like the smart kid and everyone's over that cute little smart girl with the glasses or boy. But I feel like she is representative of like the overall theme of the show, which is a really good point, Jackie.
I'm
Just,
really
like, be
glad.
yourself.
I'm really glad that her character is like that because I feel like kids these days need those people on TV to look up to and to be like, I'm really excited about being different and being weird and interesting. I think that's awesome instead of just being like a normal kid. Because there's not a normal. There's
or like
a new normal.
Exactly. Or like an extra super cute, good looking, pretty little girl that like you watch on TV. I mean, I grew up looking like Shania. Like I had glasses and was really, really like wispy skinny and got made fun of a lot for it and had maybe there been someone like...
Thank you. I'll take that.
That was for Tara and Lauren. Thank you, Martin.
I'll take that.
But no, but I mean, don't you think had you grown up watching somebody like Shania on TV, it could have probably made somebody like you or I who was feeling the same way feel a little bit better.
But I think we had our own Shanias. Like there was Punky Brewster and there was Clarissa Explains It All.
She was still cute. I don't know. I mean, Shania is different because to me, she is the catalyst that changes everyone on this show a little bit. Like her themes for the week or whatever it may be or whatever. It's the thing that makes everyone stop and take a look at their present position, and then she changes it by the time, the show is over.
Yep.
She's the catalyst for change.
It totally is, and I love that they use her for that, and also because they're, Bryan and David are welcoming a child into their lives, and they're trying to adjust to the idea of having this child, and she's already like a certain age, so it's not just a baby. Like they're getting the full-fledged child in like childlike mode.
Absolutely.
I mean, taking care of a 1-year-old is different than taking care of like what is Shania, like 8? I think.
I would think she's like
Somewhere around there.
And that's like opinions. They're like 8-year-olds. I feel like are like smarter than me because they're like in school and they're like doing stuff.
And they hear everything.
They hear everything.
Comprehend everything.
Well, not smarter than me. Like obviously, I'm experienced, but more experienced than them. But I'm saying like I take care of kids for a living, and some of the things that the 10-year-old boy that at school, I mean, the facts that he spews out, I'm like, I don't.
Right.
Yeah, okay, good thing you said that because I totally forgot about that. So I like that they use her to sort of help show how they might end up being as parents. And she's definitely the catalyst. But back to what you were saying, Jackie, Punky Brewster and Clarissa Explains It All, they were like still cute though. Shania's cute, I'm not saying that, but she's not this like teen idol.
Absolutely not.
She doesn't represent that.
What about the kids on Full House? Not the youngest ones, but when you think of like DJ wasn't that cute.
She was like on Tiger Beat magazine.
Yeah, she was
and
all
stuff.
over the cover.
I know. There were a lot of weird kids on Tiger Beat.
Yeah, there were. But, I mean, it's interesting to have her be this like child role model thing. And I think that it's super cool. But yeah, so they switched up their traditions in a lot of different ways. Bryan and David usually go to Big Sur.
Right.
And I think now that they have this family that they call a family, which is the people that you choose, they decide to stay home. And then they all decide to start bringing in people that they like need to forgive or that they need around. What did you guys think about? Did you guys feel like disaster was about to happen with this? I mean, this is a recipe for disaster, right?
I was kind of optimistic. I was hoping that it would be this cool new thing where they would all kind of get along, but I was like, it can't just go that well.
Of course
at
not.
all. So
No, this is a classic sitcom trope. It's like, we know we're watching a sitcom. We're not going to be like, oh, like normal people would not do that. Like, if I hated a family member, I wouldn't be like, come over to my house. But
it's working out.
It's a sitcom trope. They have to do it.
Yeah.
Not for 1 second. I did not think it was going to work out. I actually thought there was going to be, what is it? Tofurkey.
Tofurkey.
You should know this.
Well, I don't eat that, but I thought that was going to be thrown everywhere. I didn't think it was going to be nearly as civil as it actually was.
Well, I have to agree. I knew, obviously, again, kind of like the sitcom format here, and I knew that Nana's been kind of sporadic, and as of late, and I knew that having her there and seeing all this around, she's got black people, she's got gay people, she's got it's like no meat happening.
No
She
meat.
can't. It's too much for her. I knew she was going to explode, but I love that Bryan told her to shut her pumpkin pie hole.
And she sat down after he did it.
She did.
Love it.
I liked that.
maybe we're going to see some Bryan and Jane really getting along together. I would like that, actually.
You know
I think that'd be
what?
really fun to see them like conspiring against each other. Excuse me.
No, I totally could see that, and I think that they have in the past talked about how Nana and Rocky have talked about how they're similar, and all these characters do have a little bit of similarities. They all are very strong-willed. They all have something they believe in, and they all express their beliefs really freely. They're just on different ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
And that's what makes the show so good and so entertaining. Okay, so they're throwing their traditions out. They're doing the tofurkey. They're bringing people in that you would not normally bring in. I mean, Shania is bringing her ex-husband. Well, they're not even technically divorced yet. I mean, Goldie, sorry. It's her Shania's dad. She brings her ex-husband, and they're not even divorced. And the guy she's dating.
Oh,
Yeah, did anybody see that coming? Did you expect them? I mean, they flirted for a while a couple of episodes back, but did anybody expect that they've been dating?
Well, they don't really touch on it that much, but I kind of assumed that it might come out again because at the episode where they were like doing the debate, the presidential debate kind of stuff, and Rocky invited her brother over, Clint. They kind of talked about how they wanted to go on a date, and then we never really heard anything about it, but I think I was always like waiting for it to come back up again because they had to touch on it again.
Never thought.
So now we're hearing that they've been on 2 dates.
2.
And he likes her even though she's pregnant. He's like, I don't care. And
again, the new normal.
the new normal. And does
Yeah.
anybody want to comment on Nana's comment about that?
Given the fact that he's used to dating pregnant women all the time.
Yeah. It was like, there's always a moment in the show where I say it's the what the F did you just say? And that was the what the F did you just say, I think, this show. For me. I felt like that was the one where I went, oh my God, what was that? But again, it's supposed to be making fun of the idea that someone would think that seriously.
Right. I wasn't offended. I loved it.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
probably find that comment on Fox News at some point.
I'm sure.
Just saying.
Well, I
but-
think this is the,
Good point.
See, some of it is it's when you have like a sitcom like this, it's amazing how close when you're doing like a satire, how close it comes to actual things that have happened or actual things people have done. I mean, I don't know necessarily. I know we know that Sing is Glee and whatnot, but I don't know how closely Ryan Murphy parallels actual pieces of his life, but I know the Modern Family people do. I know that they're writing scenes straight from things that they've heard.
okay.
So some of it is lampooning, and then some of it I think is reminding you that people like this actually exist.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I think that's totally what he's doing for sure. Yeah, I think that a lot of this is definitely real life stuff. And then the right side of it is like, the right wing side of it, I should say, is the like, people really think this, and we're going to put it out there to prove that there's still people out there like this, and this is a little strange to be.
And hopefully those people are watching the show and being like, I've said that before. And
Well-
maybe second guessing or saying, ooh, I shouldn't have said that.
That's the hope, but we also have discussed this previously on the show that I don't know that those people would watch this show,
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
which is unfortunate.
No,
I
they
think
might watch another type of Ryan Murphy show, but they wouldn't watch the new normal, I don't think.
I mean, maybe they would accidentally flip through the channel and see something and start to watch it. And I think there could be a small percentage that could, but technically speaking, I don't think these people in the middle of America are DVRing the new normal and watching it with their family. I don't,
No.
but maybe that's like an ignorant comment for me to make. I just don't feel like that's the demographic, but maybe I'm wrong. But I think that Ryan Murphy is kind of trying to reach out to that. So hopefully there's a broad way to get this across to everybody. But I think that people like us who love the show and agree with the Ryan Murphy side of it are all very, super fans of the show and want to watch
Yeah.
it. But I don't know about those people, unfortunately.
So if you're a right winger watching New Normal, tweet us or comment on iTunes.
Yes, please do.
Please
And
do.
raise your hand and say yes.
And
I am a right winger who watches this show.
Let us know. And speaking of iTunes, we love, love, love when you rate and comment and go on and let us know what you're thinking. We love to hear what you're saying. We have a new host panel here. We want to know what you think of everyone and the shimmy and the whole thing. So, and the tofurkey,
Well, look.
if you have any
Lack
tofurkey
of.
recipes, maybe you could let
I'm willing.
Tara,
you
no.
know, I'm willing to try it out.
Hey.
Anything once.
My favorite line from this was the one-liners in the show are what kill me.
Oh, me too.
But when he was like, turkey is like an aging diva's face. You can shape it into anything, but nobody's really excited to see it. I was like, I just died.
So good. Nana has the zingers, and Bryan has the like sassy, snappy comments that you're like, oh no, he didn't. Nana's like, what the F did you just say? And Bryan's like, oh no, he didn't.
You're like, why didn't I come up with that?
Why? Or like, I'm gonna remember that so that I can use that. By the way, okay, let's get into because we need to talk about the turkeys here. So the whole, speaking of like, you don't eat meat, like we're coming on Thanksgiving. What do people do who do not eat turkey? I need to know these things. Shania and was everybody with them actually, or was it just Shania and Bryan?
Just the two of them.
Okay, just the two of them went to go pick out a live turkey, and once they found out what went into it, they were like, oh my God, no. I have to say something. I'm like that because I love meat and steak and all of the above, but it's so hypocritical, but I can't think about, if I think about the turkey being killed, like it makes me want to cry and not eat it. So I have to like put up this wall. So I don't know that I'd be able to go and like actually see that, like, I don't want to pick out the lobster I'm going to eat, and I sure as hell don't want to pick out the turkey I'm going to eat. And I'm cooking a turkey this year for the first time. Oh my God, please help me. And I had to go to the store to order it. They're already dead. And I'm like, oh, because at Whole Foods, they have a table with like pictures of turkeys like on the free range pasture or whatever. I'm like, what? Why do you have that? I don't want to.
Just show the pasture. Don't show the turkey.
That's what I'm saying. But
show a slab of meat in the pasture.
I mean, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, and that's probably what like PETA is all about and all that. I mean, I know that's what they're all about, but I have this like wall up where I don't allow myself to think about it. And I think that's what they were doing here. Like, people just normally get the dead bird and pop it in the oven and cook it, but it's different to go to the farm and see them walking around.
Right. But for $5, you didn't have to do that. They would happily take it in the back and chop its neck.
But then you had to see them like walking, like that's the one.
Yeah, I pick him. It's like choosing a dog or something and being like, that one.
But then not getting to take it home and raise it. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, is anybody with me on that? Does everyone just put up a wall? Because I can't look at the turkey and be like, chop that one's head off and then I'm going to go cook it.
I think what you're basically speaking to is anybody who does not live on a farm or in a like a rural lifestyle is basically not going to want to look at the food that they're eating.
Which is so like first world country, I guess. Like, why not? Like, why is it? I guess we're just not used to it because
I don't know. My mother tells stories, and I am from the South, Georgia, but my mother tells stories of how when she was growing up, you know, her mom would send her outside to pick the chicken, and she would grab it with one, and I know that I'm really sorry for all the animal rights people, but how she would grab the chicken with one hand, and she had this technique where she could grab the chicken and like break its neck in one swoop.
But I mean, see, that's the thing, though.
That's the difference is like we in these modern times, most of us like live in a situation where we don't have to do that. Right. So like there's a detachment now.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Had I had to do that to eat, I'm sure I would have gotten over it real fast. But you know what I'm saying? Now, so it's not a bad thing in that sense. But now that it's like we want something, we just drive to the store and buy it and swipe our credit card and we're done. Like you
don't really have to think about it at all.
No.
Right. Yeah.
And this made you think about it. Like you know, I mean, well, it put it right in their face, and it made them change their mind.
Yeah.
And take them home.
They bought all the turkeys and took them home.
Which is really sweet, I think. I would love to adopt a turkey. I think it'd be fun.
You know, I think it could be fun, but I'm pretty sure they're probably kind of annoying and loud and messy.
They probably poop a lot.
Yeah, but if you have really cool names for them like they did, then it's worth it.
It's so worth it.
Mel Giblets, Eddie Gizzard, Stan, and my favorite, Feather Locklear.
Yes. That takes the cake.
I love those names.
How amazing is Feather Locklear?
Oh, Feather.
I really like Stan because I feel that's what I would have named the turkey.
Totally.
So I was watching and I was like, oh, the cool names. Yeah, I would have been the Stan and the cool names.
So funny. I always like thinking about like random names for animals, like Stan. Like, have you ever met somebody who's like, this is my dog Stan? Or,
no, it'd be so.
This is my dog Mike. Hey, Steve, sit.
I love Ned.
Ned, but Ned's kind of quirky, like Steve.
Oh, well,
It's just
that's
a regular name.
Yeah.
It's like,
John.
but they were. I know John, my dog John.
Hey.
I named my bunny Sammy, which is
But
a pretty
that's
normal
like,
name.
Yeah.
but it's could be.
It's
kind
two
of
syllables, so
yeah.
it's like Sammy, like, you know.
Had it been Stan Lee,
Yeah.
the turkey, it could have been different.
Yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
been a
Stan.
comic book turkey.
we're exactly. We are all in agreement that Feather Locklear is quite
Number one.
possibly an amazing, amazing turkey
'Cause
name.
you think of the feathered hair, and it goes with the name. It's like,
It's
so
just
cute.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Number one.
So I love that, and of course Shania. And again, like we talked about, she also, didn't want to. What was the last episode where she wanted to not the technology? She
right,
wanted to
yes.
be unplugged, and she came up and switched it up. So they decide to make the turkey, and it's a tofurkey turkey, but it looks like a turkey. They like molded it into like the diva's
into
face.
the diva's face, yeah.
I mean, how
I
crazy!
kind
is
of wish it was like a share face turkey.
Oh,
at that
oh my
point,
God.
You know?
Why didn't they do that?
Yeah.
They had Bette Midler in there. That was
Step it
amazing.
up, guys.
I love a Bette Midler reference. Like, that's fantastic.
Bette.
So
Well, why don't we talk about that then? So Bette Midler, there's a picture of Bette Midler and the boys in the den.
And she's their outgoing message, which
Yes.
I also appreciate.
What do you think? Do you do impersonation of Bette Midler?
I don't.
Come on.
I don't.
Letting us all down now.
How
here,
about
sorry,
singing
I'm
Wind
sorry.
Beneath My Wings?
Did you ever know that? No, you're not gonna.
I like what you're
but
going.
you weren't gonna
This
come
is Feather
in with
Locklear.
me?
This is your Feather Locklear moment, singing the song. You're the wind beneath my
I
wings.
wanted a duet though. Okay, maybe next time. Maybe next time. But you're like no.
I'll do lyrical dance behind you.
say, he'll
I
do
just
the dance
can't.
routine.
I just can't.
Oh, okay.
Sing it.
But so now that we're getting into, they're in the den, they're looking at this picture. By the way, David's parents make an appearance.
Yes.
We did discuss how we never really hear about Bryan's parents, so maybe we can make a prediction about that, being that Christmas is coming up.
Yes.
But they're in the den. David's very nervous about bringing his parents here for the first time, and they're
His
in.
mom was there, though, before.
Well, yeah, we've met his mom once, but together, I mean.
Oh,
yeah. Like together for the first time. He referenced that they hadn't been all together since their divorce. And I don't know how long they've been divorced, if I missed that, but I feel like it's been a while.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but
Yeah, but it hasn't been like a year. It's been a
Right, no,
while.
right.
And, again, there are all these new traditions happening. They're actually spending Thanksgiving with people. And now for him to bring his parents in who don't get along, they're pretending to get along the whole day until, they're in the room looking at the Bette Midler picture, which you loved.
Yes.
And as soon as Bryan leaves, and David, he's all excited about listening to them get along. Mm-hmm. Turns the corner, and they're fighting. Like bad.
right.
The cheating scandal happens. Is brought up again.
Yeah. Which is an alleged cheating scandal.
Yes. So
As
maybe
we
they'll get back
discovered.
together. I
Well,
hope they were getting it on. So
we
you never
saw
know.
what ended up happening.
Right.
So basically they fight and they reveal that she accused him of having an affair, but he says that he never cheated on her.
Yeah.
So this whole time that I think in the past she has revealed like he had an affair, and we all as an audience thought, oh, his dad cheated. But then he's standing his ground saying no. They're fighting, and the next time we see them, they're not fighting.
I was not expecting that at all.
Either was I.
No, I wasn't either.
No.
They were definitely going in like a pattern, like this person's being asked to leave, this person's being asked to leave. Now you get that like they're basically going to spend Thanksgiving with each other. But I didn't think that's how they were going to make that couple leave.
No.
Having sex on the couch in the guest room.
But I loved it. What was it?
Yeah, it was-
23 hours of fighting and then
What are you,
23
Sting?
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
He said, "What are you, Sting?"
He was like, thank you. I like that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Again, one of those funny one-liners. But they again admitted that we basically lived our whole life like this. Like David said, I just wanted you guys to be normal for the sake of the baby. And they said, we were always normal for the sake of the baby, except for you were the baby.
Right.
And this is how we were. We pretended to be normal for a really long time. And I think that's kind of an interesting point because, how many, opposite sex couples straight couples get divorced. And this show is about just loving somebody no matter who you are, what gender you are, where you come from, your background, any of that. And I think that it's interesting just to point out, you know, the facts. And this couple pretended to be a normal couple, or what you think is a normal loving couple. And you don't have to be, you know, two straight people you can be whoever you want to be and be in love with each other, or have a non-working relationship. You don't have to just be what Nana called, what does she call them? Stamping their ticket to hell or something.
yes.
She said that. You know, I think it's kind of just an interesting little fact to bring up and slip under the rug there. I don't know that it was supposed to be like very obvious, but you know.
But I think the only, like on this show, the only like traditional relationships are the ones that are broken. Like Goldie and Clay, and then
Nana and her husband.
Nana and her husband, and then now this couple. And I think then you show that potentially, what's the brother's name? Clint. That Goldie and Clint are possibly hitting it off in a real way, and again, untraditional. She's pregnant.
Yeah. Right. And they're an interracial couple, which some people think is not normal.
Right.
So, you know, they're definitely touching on a whole bunch of different non-normalcies, but it was interesting that David said, I just wanted you guys to be normal. And then we find out a little bit more about him and his background. I know we found out a little bit about Bryan before, and how he was very religious, and how his mother raised him on religion, and how he still wanted to be religious despite the fact that he was a gay man, and that it shouldn't matter, and he still has his right to believe in God and however he wants. And now we get to find out a little bit more about David and his background and where he comes from and how his parents' relationship was. And they said that we might have been flawed, but that's who we made you the way you are today.
And you're great.
And you're
he
great.
is great, and super cute, and he's a doctor.
I don't think he's a doctor in real life.
No, I know that. I'm saying his character. We're talking about his character.
She can dream.
You're like, so when I date him, he's gonna be a doctor.
I'm like, when we go on a date, just tell me you're a doctor.
He plays a doctor on television. That's fantastic.
It's called role play.
He knows medical terminology, so he can just whip that out on you.
And
he totally could.
He's okay with having turkeys in his front yard.
I love him. I do. Justin Bartha or David, I don't care. I'll take whoever.
Do you mind him being so short?
Is he really
He's
short?
rather short.
I
mean, it's not, but that's not a bad
But
thing.
like,
I'm not
how
saying
short?
it's a bad thing.
Like, can you give me like a height?
Like 5'7", 5'7",
Really?
probably.
You
Don't go
5'7"?
shorter than that.
I would give him
5'4".
No, stop it. No.
No, seriously. 5'7",
I mean,
I'm thinking like that's a giant version of him.
No.
Just look at him next to the rest of the cast of what's that movie?
Hangover.
Yeah.
You guys, that's why he dated that Olsen girl, because she's like a miniature person and he looked tall next to her.
It's okay. Love doesn't mind. It's the
It
new
doesn't
normal.
mind.
It's the
Yeah.
new normal.
You know what?
New normal.
I am not. I'm 5'5", so he's still taller than me.
There you go.
So it's okay, Justin. I'll still go out on a date with you. Don't worry.
I
was
do believe-
waiting
I
by
thi-
the AfterBuzz like screen.
I think he's single, so
Just Kate Hudson.
We'll tweet
with
him. We'll
flats all
tweet
the
him.
time.
Tweet me, or we'll tweet you. Perfect. Okay. Well, so yeah. So I thought, and then the episode kind of ended up with everyone leaving. They ended up kicking everyone out. They were trying to make it work. They wanted to bring in all these people that they had issues with, and it ended up being a disaster. And they ended up being fine with their family.
Original 5.
Mm-hmm. And I like that they said that you can pick. Now I'm going to misquote this. What did they say? Somebody.
Family is who you choose.
Relatives.
or who you were born with.
I think that's what it was. And they sort of said, let's save Christmas for the damaged relatives. So maybe coming up, we'll see some damaged relative Christmas episode coming soon. All right. Well, I liked this episode. I like all the episodes.
I have to mention this. I loved the flashbacks to Nene's family.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Oh,
We have
please.
to- we have to
oh,
talk
Tyler
about
Perry
this.
flashback.
That was fantastic.
That was amazing.
I take it all the way back to the Eddie Murphy, because remember Eddie Murphy used
Eddie
to do that
Murphy.
whole
Oh, yes.
scene when he played every single character.
He was the
Yes.
OG.
Yeah, he was the original.
Tyler Perry can
was.
thank him for that.
There you
Tyler
go.
Perry can thank you for that.
Yeah.
And yes, sorry, thank you for bringing that up. That was amazing. We all died when we saw that. Goldie had a flashback as well, which was funny, but Nene playing every single member of her family with
Except
all
for her brother.
with
Right.
all the wigs.
Loved it.
Hilarious. And
Big ups to Nene. You brought it home. That was fantastic.
Nene had a big part this episode.
did.
And I always, every time I see her, I like her more and more. I think she's totally natural and totally her. And I love how she's so honest.
I think that she's becoming so much more comfortable with being on the show and being there and not just being herself, but being a character.
Yeah. She's like a heightened version of herself, but I think she's very honest still because I am a Housewives fan, and I know you host the Housewives and you're a Housewives fan. And I think that she, we kind of know who she really is already. We're used to seeing her on the Housewives, and maybe she plays it up even on that show. I don't know, but I feel like we're watching like a very honest version of her.
Yes. And she teared up in the end of that flashback segment, and I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like it was a real acting moment for her.
She's really stepping it up. And I think she probably, being on in front of the cameras for the Housewives is probably a really good start, a way to get comfortable. And she's clearly comfortable in front of the camera. She's been on Glee now. She's on The New Normal. I like her. I'm a Nene fan.
She's got good comedic timing. I love that quote about her being okay with that her brother voted for Romney because the lead singer of Creed and her get their hair done together.
I have that written down. I was like, that's amazing.
She delivers lines like that with great timing.
With the first few episodes, I was worried about her. I felt like she was really stiff, not stiff, kind of. And I always enjoyed her confessional moments in Real Housewives because she just fired it off and she didn't think about it and she just said it.
That's who she is now.
I was like, just say that, do that on the show.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's where she is.
That's where she is now. I 100% agree, and I love it. I love all the characters. I love her. I am shocked. I say it every time. I'm shocked about how great I think she is.
Yes.
So, looking forward to some more Nene Leakes here, aren't we, guys?
We are.
All right.
Definitely.
Well, let's move into some news and gossip, shall we?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, well, I have some ratings news, guys. The ratings are up.
Yay.
6% from last week's episode. We have 4.75 million viewers. It's, good-ish.
Right.
But in its time slot, it is the highest amount of viewers in its time slot, and they're going up against shows like Don't Trust the Bee and Apartment 23 that's been on for a few seasons now, and The Mindy Project, which had a lot of like hype and momentum around it.
Didn't the Bee just start this? I think it's only started.
I think it's the second season. I'm pretty sure it's the second season, and so I think that's pretty good. They're up by like 1 million viewers above those two shows, so good for the new normal.
That's awesome.
Also, I found a little article on Andrew Rannells, and am I saying that right? I always think I mispronounce it. Okay, and he recently came out, but in a very, not recently like I said this before, not like a week ago, but
publicly.
Publicly recently came out, like kind of right before the show aired, before the new normal. And he did it in a really just nonchalant way. It wasn't like, I have an announcement to make. And he just was in an interview said, well, something to the effect of, well, me being a gay man, I can relate to, I think he was discussing his character on HBO's Girls that he.
Oh, yes. I love that
show. And I just think it's, again, like, we talk a lot about normal, like this is the new normal. You don't have to make like a big press conference and be like, hey, I'm gay. I mean, straight people don't like, hey, everyone call in the paparazzi. I'm going to announce I'm straight and I have a boyfriend. Like, what?
I feel like Anderson Cooper kind of set the tone for that whole, this is just who I am.
Zachary Quinto did that before Cooper.
Well, I mean, wasn't Zachary is it Quinto or Quinto?
I say Quinto, but I don't know if that's right.
But I feel like he did an interview about it, like he did in a magazine. Anderson Cooper's was just a
passing blase comment.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have the details on that.
It was a passing comment to a magazine, though. He did basically the same thing, like as a gay man, blah blah blah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the other guy, Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons.
Big Bang Theory.
The article talks about that.
Right. Like there was this huge spread in Entertainment Weekly, maybe a few months ago, about how this is the new norm about people coming out. Like you just.
And that's how it should be.
And Matt Bomer as well from White Collar. He just made it, whenever he was accepting a speech, he said something about his partner. And he didn't say partner or anything. He just said his name and my family. And like, that's
Love
really
that.
cool. I just think that's super, super good for people of all ages.
It doesn't have to be a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't at all. And I think the show is helping that happen. And besides, also Matt Bomer, is that how you say it?
Bomer. Yes.
He's going to be on the new normal.
Brian's ex.
Brian's ex-boyfriend. Can't wait to see that.
Ooh.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah, I know, right?
Clark Kent.
So many cute men. And another little fact in this article that that Andrew Rannells, came out in, I like that he said, I guess what I'm excited about is that the roles, like meaning these gay roles, are all of a sudden very available. And that really great gay role is just, it's not that like sappy friend role. It's just like a normal dude.
Right.
Like, and he's touched on that again, just making it very normal.
It's not Stanford on Sex and the City where he's like, you're my gay friend. Like, you're the gay guy that just hangs around with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I like that. And then also Georgia King has a boyfriend. Now, for all you Georgia King fans out there, you may already know this. His name's Bradley James, and they met on the show Merlin that they were both in. There's been all this talk about like them dating and are they hiding it? And they say they're just friends. And like she closed down her Twitter account, or maybe he did because people were harassing them about it. All this crazy stuff. Well, I guess maybe now it's like a little more public knowledge. Just a little gossip for you. I guess they are like out in the public dating. They're not going to make some big press conference about it either. I'm sure they're just dating each other, okay? But, I thought that was interesting. Georgia King has, a little bit of controversy with this hiding this boyfriend thing, and now I think they're out and about, and they're a very cute couple, too.
Hope it lasts now that you're out and about.
I know, right?
You know what happened.
And then we don't have a ton of details on it, but Ryan Murphy was honored at the International Emmy Awards, we believe, and he was presented with an award that Jessica Lange gave him.
Jessica Lange.
Yeah.
It was hosted by Regis Philbin.
Oh, okay,
It
good.
was hosted by Regis.
Love me some Regis.
Love some Reg. Still getting it in there, Reg. So that's awesome for Ryan Murphy. Yay for Ryan Murphy.
Yay, right.
And that's it for our news and gossip.
wait.
Oh, do we have more?
Also, Nene Leakes was on Anderson Cooper's show
Oh, yes.
as the co-host on Monday with Rosie O'Donnell because Anderson Cooper was in Gaza covering the craziness that's going on over
right.
there. And Rosie is a huge fan of The New Normal. And they also introduced a family that was a new normal family, which was this woman who was having a gay man's child.
Okay.
And they lived in the same house with each other. They're roommates, but they're having a baby together.
I love it.
Isn't that kind of cool?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Her sister was kind of disturbed by the whole thing because they met online
Okay.
and
That's
they
always
moved into
scary
each
for
other.
anything,
I mean,
though.
I understand where she's coming from, but
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I've never heard of anything like that before. So
Well, it's
That is
now
cool.
It's becoming a little bit more talked about because of shows like this, and
Yeah.
because we are in 2012, almost 13 people.
There you
Get
go.
with the program.
exactly.
Okay, well, let's get into some predictions, shall we?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. Well, we know how the new normal likes a good holiday episode. I am going to predict that they do, in fact, try this again, maybe. And I think that we could see. I think they're gonna invite everyone over again. I'm just throwing this out there, and I think there's gonna be a odd pairing that's gonna end up getting along. Like maybe Nana and Bryan, or there's going to be some sort of a semi-truce. Not completely, because then, we wouldn't have the kind of drama that we get to laugh at every episode. But I think there might be an understanding, possibly.
Okay.
And Christmas is a good time for that,
I know.
coming together.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. Okay.
Boring prediction. I think we're going to see Bryan's parents because we've never seen them.
Okay.
Because if Christmas is the time that your family has to come over, then you'd have to see Bryan's parents.
But is there anything? I mean, you're calling mine boring, and you're just saying we're gonna see them. What are they gonna do?
Fight? I don't know. We don't know
We don't know anything about
his
them.
parents. I hope they're kind of like the parents on Meet the Parents, like
Super touchy-feely.
right.
super touchy-feely.
Like very make everyone feel very
Yes.
awkward.
And we could bring in another diva moment there, Barbara Streisand.
Yes. See, that's what I was dreaming of.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think my prediction is I want to see a Thelma and Louise moment with Rocky and Nana. I
You
just
want
want
them
to see
to
it.
die off a cliff?
No, just like one of
Like
the
a
fun
bonding.
moments.
But
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. This Christmas could be the time for this.
I want to see them drunk together off white wine.
Somebody's
Yes.
gonna bond.
They're very much alike.
Yeah.
Well, besides the weird homophobia thing.
That's on my wish list now. I like that.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, for me,
yes.
I have a prediction / wish list also.
Okay.
I want to see Rocky with a man on a double date with Goldie and Clint.
That would be quite
That would
fun.
be a good date. I like that.
That
like
would
that.
be fun. Then we would get to see Goldie and Clint because we're like, they're so elusive.
Right.
And yeah, Rocky, we never hear about her and a man. We need to know about this.
I need to have Rocky
She
the
needs
man.
something to do that's not just her job.
Right.
She
right.
does- she
They
does-
talked about it on the Real Housewives of Atlanta on the season premiere. Her and Ryan Murphy, Nene and Ryan Murphy. They talked about who she's going to be dating on the coming season. They don't
Good.
know, but they were
But
talking
they're giving
about
her
it.
somebody.
Yes.
If you need a list of wonderful-looking men, let me know. I
Who we
can
got?
throw one together.
I would
really
like a list
quickly.
of this wonderful
Yeah.
looking
I'm just
man.
saying.
Tay Diggs.
Yeah, right.
All day. Thank you.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I think he's available.
Oh goodness. Well, let's tune in and hope to see some of these amazing
And then they
predictions.
can visit here.
Yes.
As guests. Yes.
See how it all works out perfectly? So perfect here. All right, we're starting to shimmy, so we are going to sign off over here from AfterBuzz TV. I am Lauren Leonelli, and you can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and my website.
I'm Jacque Borowski. You can find me at 123Jackie_B.
I'm Jake DuPree, and you can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree.
I'm Tara Johnson, and you can find me on Twitter at TJ Path to Passion. That's all one word. You can also catch me there on Instagram and LinkedIn at Tara T. Johnson. Don't forget the T initial.
That's nice. All right, thank you for joining us, new hosts. Woo!
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.